Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to another podcast. On today's podcast, Ruben and I talk about highly inappropriate stuff like we do every week.
It will get there.
So before we go anywhere, I really need to do this in the beginning of every podcast. Links below to most of the things we talk about, unless I forget. If so, you can always comment down below and remind me. Link to download this on an audio format so you guys don't have to have YouTube on all day. Down below as well. And, if you guys want us to talk about specific things, post comment, send me a DM, PM, whatever.
Anyway, and
Any way you can contact me.
Any social media.
And
we're all open and free.
Yeah, man. So what's going on with you, dog? What's going on with you?
Nothing. I just looked at the top of this coffee and I was like, forgot to tell him not to put whipped cream on there.
Damn, you didn't even. Yours is like full still.
I forgot about it.
Water.
I yawned right now and I was like, oh. I went to grab it. I'm like, why is there cream pie on top of this?
Cream. That word is funny, despite the connotation, the definition. Yeah, man, I needed it though. I was been working on the house earlier, and then I was working out, and so I'm freaking exhausted. But it got me a little bit of energy, so we should be good. What's going on, man? What's going on with you in life?
Nothing. Oh man, I had something I want to talk about, but I forgot.
I feel like sometimes we have really good conversations in the car, and then we get to podcast time, and it's like, oh, I forgot.
Yeah.
I feel like we just need to take this with us in the car, and then just have the podcast in the car.
We should do that too.
Between like store runs or something, and then just pause it and then come back.
Yeah. Between
food runs, basically.
Between food runs and all night clubs hangs.
Partying.
Just hardcore partying. Just hose and hose and hose. You know how we do. Yep. Yeah, I don't know what I was going to talk about. Oh, we were going to talk about porn. I know that.
Because we got into it and we were laughing about it.
Car. It was hilarious conversations. Oh, okay. Well, that's for... I don't think people want us to just go into like opening and then just straight out porn. I feel like it's a later thing.
All right, we'll get into it later. What else you got going on?
Not too much. Oh, I was thinking we need an actual name for this podcast. Like everybody has a name for their podcast. Like when you throw it up, you're just like podcast number 7.
Podcast number 19. Yeah, we should think about that.
I'm thinking like it goes up on Monday, like Monday Hangover or something like that. Something funny like that. Actually appropriate.
We should think about it because then we have a lot of pauses if we're just thinking about it here.
Monday Crackdown.
Crackdown? Why Crackdown?
I'm just throwing out ideas. Monday don't have to be in the title.
It's like the Monday Hangover. I'm sure that's already a podcast.
That has to be.
That has to be a podcast.
If that's not taken,
Google it. That has
if that's not taken, somebody's really failed on their part. Let's see, or Balls to the Wall.
Balls to the Wall.
That might not be the best on iTunes. Or let's see. Peek at my Diglett.
Peek at my Diglett.
Yeah.
Yeah, next Monday's Hangover. No. Next Monday's Hangover, apparently.
That doesn't make sense. Can he tell the future?
I don't know.
Shout out to next Monday's podcast, apparently.
They got a Facebook page as well. I don't know. We'll have to keep thinking about this.
Yeah.
But that's a good idea. We should think of a name for it. Just so it's I guess easier to reference to, I suppose.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
Like I know a good one.
Straight Flexing on You podcast?
Yeah, there you go. Or they didn't explain what was going on with Trunks in the new Dragon Ball episode. They just didn't explain it at all. They just
kind of went by it, yeah.
Yeah, no, they're just like, yeah, that happened, and he's whooping ass right now. But
I think based on the last prediction video that we posted up, some things were wrong already. But I still think my theory on the Supreme King thing saving everybody and setting it up for the tournament is the way to go.
Probably.
Everybody, for some reason, keeps thinking people are going to fuse together. Like they think
I would think so.
Why? Fusing hasn't been that big of a thing. It was a very small thing in the whole series. Like, People keep thinking that Beerus and Whis are gonna fuse.
That doesn't make sense.
Well, I think there was some sort of leak. I don't know how if it was real or not, but they think they're gonna fuse, and then people keep wanting Vegeta and Goku to fuse, and then now people are thinking that Zamu or Zamazu, whatever his name is gonna fuse with Black. I don't know, man. I'm like, what? What's the fusion?
That doesn't make sense because they're already the same person. So them fusing together would just make the same person.
Well, it's not about the consciousness because it's not the consciousness of Vegeta and Goku that create like a stronger being. It's their bodies.
Yeah,
essentially.
but those two already have the same power. Zumetsu and Black have it.
No, I think Black is stronger than Zamazu. Except Zamazu is, if that's, I don't think it's pronounced right, but I think he's immortal.
Same difference. Whatever. They're pretty strong. Although I guess it would make sense because if they're about the same power, then they would be able to fuse.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I still need to rewatch some of the Boo Saga where they fuse together. Because they did it based on dance, right?
Yeah.
Because the dance you can split apart. Is it the dance only lasts for a certain time? Is that the thing?
I think it's 30 minutes.
And then they split again automatically. But the earrings are permanent or something like that, right?
I think, yeah, it lasts
That's
longer.
why they didn't use it. I got to rewatch those.
I think the rings last longer, yeah. Or the earrings last longer.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know, man. I'm excited, but, and it brings me back to like, my youth and the idea that because, they come out on Saturdays, but we don't really get them in English till Sundays. Mm-hmm. But it reminds me of my views. Like when I was young, I used to get up in the morning and watch cartoons till like noon or whenever. You know what I mean? And now that's not even a thing, man. And probably because, if you have cable, you have Cartoon Network and they have cartoons all day. But if you've got like regular television, you're kind of screwed. But nowadays, everybody's got Netflix or Amazon or Hulu or whatever. So I guess you could watch cartoons.
Yeah, I guess you can watch cartoons.
But there was something nice about getting up in the morning and being like, oh, man, a brand new episode of like Double Dragon is on. I got to get on that.
Double Dragon?
You know the Double Dragon cartoon?
No.
Dang, you're missing out.
What was that about? Was it like the game we played?
Yeah, it's the two guys, Billy and Jimmy, and they're like fighting people.
Were they fighting for that one girl?
Like we did on the
to see who can smash her first.
I'm going to link that down below. Hilarious video on your channel. One of my favorite. You need to take some of those old clips. I said it a million times to you already. You need to take those old clips and just cut them up and just throw them on your Instagram every once in a while. Just be like, hey, check out this video. Link in profile.
I guess I could.
Because some of those are hilarious. I wish the audio was a little better on that Double Dragons because we were laughing and like getting excited about it, and I know like it's muffled at times.
Yeah, I think because we were using the headsets. You remember using headsets to record
that sucked,
shit?
Man. We tried that for Double Dragon or Ninja Gaiden, and it was not good. I think what I want to do is also get one of those arms and just hook this thing up to just one of these mics to the arm while we're doing, if we do more videos, if you want to do more videos for your channel, so that the audio is a lot cleaner. I think one mic will pick us both up pretty good if we're both like centering it. Because it does a pretty good job. So I think that's the way to go. And that way, this is probably too technical for the listeners, but that way when we're editing them up, it's a lot easier. We have a separate audio, separate visual, two separate videos, too much information. But yeah, I think that's the way to go. I want to get one of those like podcasting arms you see on podcasts where they like, move it around or whatever.
Professional.
Like a radio show, yeah.
Yeah, man, that's what I was saying.
But the problem with having it like this, the current setup, is that we don't have a place to put them and whatever. I think eventually if this took off or if this is something that people really, really liked or more than like 10 people watched, we could get the video aspect, I suppose, back. Because I think the new camera would be able to do it. But we would also need somebody to be able to run all that stuff. Because you got to be able to switch between cameras and all that. And it's a lot more strenuous to be able to do two at once. Or do you able to do both video and audio?
Yeah, no, I think it's fine how it is. It's working good.
Yeah. So what else is going on, man?
Nothing much, man. Just working, You know how I do? I am a space cowboy for those of you who don't know.
You're like at the end of that Marvel run where Bucky Barnes became the new protector
exactly
of the universe.
I do that. So how I protect the universe is I bang alien hoes.
Just like Captain Kirk.
Just like that.
Dude, Captain Kirk must have had some special kind of alien aids, didn't he?
He probably was in so much space poon that he was just immune to it.
Because that dude was sucking up with all kinds of green, blue, and purple girls, and
Man, he
was
didn't
like,
see
whatever.
color.
And Picard was like, he hooked up with the selective ones. Like he had like the Doctor, and then he had like a couple alien chicks, but that was about it. In fact, Riker got more girls than he did.
Yeah, right?
I remember an episode. I rewatched Star Trek, Voyager, Deep Space Nine.
Damn.
I rewatched them all. Like
Knock them all out?
I knocked them all out, dude. I did. Deep Space Nine was decent. Voyager was actually pretty good. Enterprise, you can't go wrong with. It's not called Enterprise. Star Trek: The Next Generation was good, very good. I didn't rewatch the Kirk ones. I never was into the classic Star Trek. Never was into that Kirk, and it was cheesy. Like I still remember that stupid lizard battle that's so popular that's just bad. It's bad.
Horrible. Yeah, man, it was the 60s. What do you expect?
He has a hard time picking up the rock, and then he throws a rock at the lizard thing, and like it bounces off. It's like physics aren't right.
It was space, man.
Yeah, but then like he's fighting against the lizard. He's holding his shoulders back, and he's pushing him away. But the lizard's mouth is like right next to his face, and it's like it's a fake lizard, so he can't fight him. It's horrible.
It didn't have the technical makeup effects they had.
I guess, but no, I didn't rewatch that. But I rewatched all the other ones, and they're quite good. Voyager is really good. I enjoyed Voyager. Deep Space Nine was more about the people, less about space. It was more like if all these people living in one place, it's like a love boat in space that had less to do with space and more about the people. You know what I'm saying? Enterprise is just all around good. They had the exploration, they had the good characters, the good dynamic. What was the other ones? That's it, right?
There's Enterprise, the one it was.
I didn't watch Enterprise.
It's like the first time they went up.
Yeah, I didn't watch it. I didn't think that was interesting. I think I remember watching that on TV, and I was like, "This is dumb. This is dumb."
I didn't watch any of. I think I watched Deep Space Nine. Which one had the black captain?
Deep Space Nine.
All right.
Yeah.
And then there was Janeway.
That was Voyager.
Voyager. Okay.
Deep Space Nine is a little weird because spoilers. If you guys haven't seen it by now, though, it's too late. There was aliens inside of the wormhole that were almost like godlike, and it was weird. Like they implanted. He was almost like Jesus. Like they implanted his body, not his body, but they kind of implanted him in his mom, and his whole destiny was to get to Deep Space Nine and protect the wormhole against like this other spirit that had been locked away in the planet. And when it was finally released, and it took the body of like his arch nemesis throughout all the series, the Gold Dukat guys, hella spoilers. Like his whole goal was to kill the spirit, and eventually like just continue being like the emissary or like the fucking I cussed already, damn, the messiah of like the god people that lived inside of the war. It was man, it was a little much.
Yeah, I would think so.
It was a little much, but look, man, there's a lot of cool things like the shape-shifting guy. His whole story in that whole series was really good because he didn't know who he was. He was just this guy found like this chemical or thing in his on the planet, and he was like, this thing is like reacting to me, and then he realized that it's intelligent, and then eventually it turned out to be that shape-shifting dude, and he didn't know who he was, and he was like a little baby, like liquid or something. And then eventually, like, he didn't know who his people were. He didn't know who he was. And, like, in later last seasons, you find out that they're, like, a people of, like, shapeshifters. And they're on this planet, and they all just melt into one giant river. It's trippy. But his progression is really cool. Because in the beginning, he's, like, really bitter and angry because he's just by himself. He doesn't know anything about his people, his culture. And his people are really... hella spoilers. His people are, like... what they do is they send out, like... fetuses like him to other planets to like almost like kind of like Goku.
Yeah, say they send them
to just go and kind of take over or to bring back information to the others, and they would bring some soldiers. And they had soldiers like they themselves didn't fight. They had these soldiers that looked like Gila monster people that they literally the only reason those things listened to them is because they had a freaking pipe going out of their neck where they gave them like basically like cocaine, like, and they were just straight doing drugs the whole time, and then when they would cut off the drugs is when they would like die. And so they were like basically their slaves, but they saw them as gods. It was crazy trippy. But if you want like a story, like a character-driven story, Deep Space Nine.
Jeez, man.
Voyager was really good because Janeway and the crew was really good. But I think still you gotta give it to Picard. Picard's a badass, dude. I saw the trailer for Logan, and I was like, Picard's a badass. No matter what that dude's doing, I don't care how old that guy is. That guy will always
it's
be a
probably like
boss.
110 in there. What'd you think of Old Man Logan trailer?
It's gonna have a very interesting and different feel from all the other X-Men movies. I've never been the biggest fan of the Logan, Old Man Logan story. I'm not.
Really, you don't like it?
No, I think it's Wolverine has always been a very tortured soul, and I think they took that concept and like cranked it to 10 on Old Man Logan. Like him, spoilers, killing all the X-Men, going crazy, killing all the X-Men, and then not knowing about it. Why did he do it? He was going
because I think they tricked them into it. Like I think
it's like a mind control or something.
Mind control.
Yeah, he kills all the
like
X-Men.
Sinister and like some like 5 other people tricked him to doing it.
And like his whole thing is like he's like still like haunted by all the killing.
Yeah.
It's a dark story. I think they had to do it because Hugh Jackman's on his way out and he's not getting any younger. And I think people just want that fan service. I don't know. We'll see if it's any good. I'm hoping it's good. I want to give X-Men the benefit of the doubt. Even though like the last one was good, but I wasn't sold on it. Like I wasn't like this is the best Marvel.
No, it's definitely not the best X-Men.
I didn't like Apocalypse. I didn't like the fact that Magneto was like a puppet. That doesn't seem like his character arc.
No, it doesn't seem like
it. The fact that Apocalypse taught him the fact that the whole planet's magnetized. And
it seems ridiculous.
I'm like, you should have felt that if you have control over whatever. The fact that he has Storm and Magneto, 2 of the strongest characters.
Yeah.
Like, why just not give him Xavier and then still have him fail? Like,
yeah.
Like you have Magneto and Storm, like 2 of the strongest characters of all. Who cares about Psylocke? She's strong, but not that strong. And then who was the other one? Who was the other horseman? Oh, Archangel. Archangel didn't really say or do much.
Up Archangel.
Yeah, like it was okay. I still think they should have picked a hotter chick for Psylocke, but I have a deep secret love for Psylocke.
Like all the Asians I meet that are girls, I assume they look like Psylocke.
What else? So yeah, I mean that was okay. I'm not a big fan of the young X-Men. Mm-hmm. I don't know. I thought it was okay. Not the best movie ever.
Yeah, I hope Old Man Logan is good. First they should have called it Old Man Logan. I don't know why they can't. I mean, they have the rights to it, so they should be able to. But it looks all right. I'm hopeful for it.
I just don't think it's gonna be. I don't think it's gonna be Old Man Logan. I think it's gonna be a mix of things.
It's gonna be it. It has a little feel of it. Like if you read it, or if you've seen Comic Historian do it, shout out to him. And if you want to get real technical, those Comic Island guys did it.
That was one guy, isn't it?
It's I think 2. It used to be 2 guys. I haven't seen them in a while, but I watched his thing of it, and his is like 20 minutes long. So he does the whole thing. He goes pretty in detail, and it looked like very much that it was because in the comic it's Hawkeye and Wolverine. They go cross country in a Jeep, and that's what it looked like right there. It looked like it was Wolverine and Professor Xavier.
Yeah,
Jeep,
I think they're gonna change things, but it'll be close, but not that close.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
I mean, I just hope it's good. It had a very, let's see, it had a very kind of dark feel to it. Sure.
I will say though, I do like the fact that they're introducing X-23. Like I like X-23.
Yeah, I
like the concept of that character alone.
I gotta see where. I know they said, but I didn't look it up today because I was at work. Where this one falls in between the other ones, I didn't see.
I don't think they've said, but I think it'll. I feel like they're gonna restart the timeline, but I could be wrong.
Well, I think I briefly read. I might be wrong, so don't hate me on the comments below. That I guess this end doesn't necessarily mean this end doesn't represent what the new Wolverine will have. Will happen
what
to
if
him.
What if in this movie they introduce a new Wolverine?
Yeah, I think they should. He should be in there. So hopefully it's a good guy. It's a good person. He needs to be young. Because like Hugh Jackman was already like 30 when he started.
Yeah.
So he needs to be like 20.
Well, he also needs to have a certain look, though. Like, I think Wolverine's always had an older look. But I think they need to get a smaller, stockier guy this time.
Yeah. So you want like Sage Norcut?
No. A smaller, like...
like Demetrius.
Hugh Jackman's what? 6 something?
I think he's...
I'm going to Google this.
Yeah, Google it. I don't know.
Any guesses? Guess right now.
I know he's smaller than... I would think he's smaller than Ryan Reynolds.
Hugh Jackman height. All right, listeners. Take your guess right now. Right now. Oh, yeah, don't ruin it for me, Google. Damn it. I lost it. Take your guess now. Oh, shit. Listeners, because this is all you get. Hugh Jackman. Oh, man. Okay, Google. Hugh Jackman height.
Hugh Jackman is 6 feet 2 inches tall.
Dang, dude. All these dudes are some brolic height. Look at this. Hugh Jackman, 6'2".
Yeah.
Ryan Reynolds, 6'2". Chris Hemsworth. I don't know why all these people are associated together. It's just like Mr. Steal Your Girl list. Chris Hemsworth,
It's like
6'3".
Oh.
Chris Hemsworth, tall as shit. Liev Schreiber,
Sabretooth.
6'3". Mr. Steal Your Girls are tall as hell. Damn, Christian Bale, 6 foot tall.
It's a good Batman. It's a good success for Batman.
Man. All these Steal Your Girl men are like 6 foot tall. Jeez.
Yeah, I hope Sabretooth's in it. Sabretooth has to be in it. If he's not, I feel robbed.
Well, either way, I think...
It's going to be like, oh, Jimmy, funny to see you here again.
All right, so take a guess on what Wolverine's traditional height has been.
5'3".
Wolverine height.
5'4", 5'3".
5'4".
Weight 200 pounds, 300 pounds. Strength level, while Wolverine may be at an advanced stage, he possesses the normal human strength of a man in his prime with his...
I guess it's not... Google wasn't super accurate as to what this height is, but apparently, without his adamantium, nerdgasm here for you nerds, he's 200 pounds.
Mm-hmm.
With his adamantium, he's 300.
Damn. Dude's bulking.
But how tall is he? I thought he was like short, like
He's 5'4".
5'4", yeah, something like that. But I mean, I think you should get a guy. 5'4" is probably a little too much to ask for. You know, get a 5'9" dude with some good muscle mass.
Like our height.
Yeah, like with some dude with some good muscle mass. Like, and he doesn't have to be ripped, man. Like,
no.
You guys keep trying to get like Hugh Jackman like yoked. Don't get him ripped and cut. Like Wolverine was never ripped and cut. Let Hugh Jackman put on a good 15 pounds, get a little body fat on there. Not like, I'm not talking about like a belly, but like soft looking. You don't want him ripped and have him been thick as shit. Like you know that scene, ruining it for you guys. Again, spoilers. For those of you guys that seen Daddy's Home, at that last scene where that one, I won't ruin who it is. That one dude comes in and he's like huge, and then Will Ferrell's like, man, that dude has what did he say? That dude has... Fudge. I've ruined it. Damn, it took too long. I think he says he has legs for arms or something like that. So you need a guy that's a little thicker, a little bit more built. Not like ripped, but just a little bit more built.
Yeah, so not, to put it in layman's terms, not like he's going to a show.
Yeah, like contest.
Like contest.
Yeah, or bodybuilding. Yeah, I think the problem with like having a shorter Wolverine that everybody's afraid of is that every main character has always got to be like this super tall guy. Mm-hmm. Like the hero always has to be this tall guy. That's Tom Cruise's problem. Isn't Tom Cruise short as shit? And they always have him standing next to women that are like taller than him, but then they have to like shoot it at certain angles and height so that you know he looks like...
He's had that problem a few times.
Tom Cruise height. How tall is he?
5'5".
Cruise is 5 feet 7 inches tall.
He's 5'7".
So he's a little short.
He's a little shorter than I am. So...
How tall are you?
I'm like about 5'10"-ish.
Yeah, I think we're about the same height.
Katie Holmes is 5'9". Johnny Depp...
Tall.
Johnny Depp is not 5'10". Will Smith 6'2". Anyways, random people that are put together for some reason.
I say that's a random group. Those people have nothing to do with each other. Like at least Wolverine and Deadpool had some commonality.
Oh, those dudes should get. He needs to do a cameo in a Deadpool movie before he retires.
Ryan Reynolds needs to do whatever he needs to do to get him in the second Deadpool movie.
Are they filming that yet?
They're gonna start it. I think they want it out at the same time as last year.
Yeah, that was a good movie. I rewatched it, and I watched it, thought it was hilarious, best movie ever, because it was like some stupid shit you and I would write. But then I rewatched it, and I was like, I wasn't as funny as the first time. But then I watched it for the third time, and it was still pretty funny.
It's pretty good, dude.
It's
I
funny.
watched it again, and I was like, this is pretty good still.
Yeah.
Oh, speaking of, you don't remember going to see Paranormal Activity?
I don't remember that. We went to go see it. I have very few movies I remember just going to see with you, because we don't go to movies often.
This was back in the day.
The only movie I could vividly remember ever going to go see with you is because it was the first movie we ever went to go see. It was that wrestling movie. Remember those two guys that are trying to be pro wrestlers?
Oh, fuck, son.
Well, because that's the first movie we ever go see. We were like young as hell.
2001 shit.
Probably
2002.
older, dude. No? Maybe.
No, probably.
I don't know.
Yeah, probably like 99.
What was
Look
Ready
up
to
what-
Rumble?
Ready to Rumble. Look
That's
up when
what
that
it
movie
was.
was.
All right. Dang, dude. We're using the crap out of Google here. Ready to Rumble release date.
Ready to Rumble was released globally on April 7th, 2000.
2000, dude.
Damn, man.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Why did we go see that movie?
You're gay.
Oh,
Straight
man.
homosexual. That's
Dude,
what
that'd
we
be
were.
a perfect thumbnail. The Ready to Rumble cover.
Yeah, so you gotta find that. Yeah, we went to go see. Cause it was like
Why did we go see Paranormal Activity?
we had some hoes with us that wanted to go see it.
Really?
Yeah, we went to go see that.
After off mic, you're gonna have to remind me of this because I do not remember this at all.
Yeah, and then we went to go see that. I don't know why we went to go see it. I think one year we went to see that, and then we went to see Saw around the same time. I bring it up because it's Halloween, and because it's gonna be Halloween next few weeks here, and yeah, we went to go see that, and then we went to go see like on Halloween we went to go see Saw.
Which one?
The first one.
Oh, the first
very
one? Wow.
first one.
I don't know if I've seen the last one. I was really into those movies, but then at some point it just seemed repetitive.
Yeah, like after 3, I was like, this is dumb. Right?
Yeah, I'm like, nobody's catching that dude. Nobody's catching that old dude.
Like he's a little puppet. You need to catch that little puppet.
Well, it's not the puppet. It's the old dude.
No, fuck that. You need to catch a puppet.
I'm just kind of like, come on, man. That old dude can't keep escaping. He looks
Yeah.
like he's about to die.
Yeah, and then we went to see it that year, and then we're like, oh man, you remember what we did last year? They're putting out it again. Let's go see that. And so we went to go see it again. And then after that,
I feel like you're lying. I feel like you're just making this shit up.
I'm not.
I believe you. I believe you.
Yeah, man, I can't believe you don't remember that.
Not Paranormal Activity.
Paranormal Activity. I think maybe we went Paranormal Activity with my sister.
Can you imagine? Can you believe that they made that many?
Oh,
What?
I think we went to go see Paranormal Activity with my sister.
Who, you?
And you too.
Really?
We went to a shady movie theater by Target.
I like that movie theater. Dude, I'm telling
Did
you.
you get a handy over there or something? Why would you like that one?
You don't like that theater, but I like it because nobody goes to it. Because it's kind of ghetto.
Yeah, because it's kind of ghetto.
But what
yeah.
I'm saying is that I like it because nobody goes there. It's empty.
It's like, oh, it reminds me of my home.
Oh, jeez. But no, for me, it's like I like not sitting next to people.
Yeah,
like that new place that opened up next to us. Have you been there yet?
No.
You gotta
Just opened. I have not been there yet. And I
Whatever.
just got paid.
So what I'm saying is like they have a screen up front and you select the seats you want, right? Yeah, it's really fancy. I was all right. I like the reclining seats. That was really nice. But the problem is like that's going to be packed all the time now. Like if you go there, you're going to sit with somebody and you're going to be like rubbing elbows like you're trying to play footsies with people because it's such a nice theater. What I'm saying is like I like the fact that I don't like sitting next to people.
Yeah.
Like I like immersing myself in the things that I'm doing. So if I'm watching a movie or playing a video game, like I like to immerse myself in that. Like if I'm watching Lord of the Rings, I like to pretend I'm in those wilderness with those people as they're like, hiking and shit. I don't like dude over here making noise and rubbing my elbow and trying to like, fiddle through his wrappers and
Eating his nachos and shit.
trying to molest his popcorn. Like I don't
Trying to molest his popcorn.
I don't want to do any of that. I want to immerse myself.
Yeah, okay. Speaking of molesting your popcorn, we went to that shady movie theater that you're talking
Uh-huh.
about. Me, you, and my sister. I don't know what we went to go see. I think it might have been like Paranormal Activity. I want to say it was that.
Okay.
It was back in the day. And so we were there, and my sister was like, this movie theater looks like rape. And I go, yeah, it does. In effect, does look like that. And so we were there, and then like we sat in the middle, like close to the top. I think on the very top row. And so like we're the only ones there, like you're saying. Like there's like 2 other people there, and that was it. And then like some other people come, and they sit in the corner because we're in the middle of the top seat. So we're watching a movie, and then randomly I turn to my left, and I still remember it. I see the girl sitting on the dude, and I'm like,
You're like, what's going on over here?
What's going on? Somebody getting a little
Little action.
Maybe getting the python early. And
Can't wait to go home. You want to get it out here?
Yeah, and I'm like, they're probably just having a nice cuddle time. You know, that's what you do when you're super on opportunity.
Uh-huh.
And then, no, I think they were fucking.
Straight fucking in the theater.
Straight doing it in the theater.
I've never done that, man. That's not been on my
Just
check
never
marked.
Just
things.
never gone to a public place and been like, screw it. Like right here in this Old Navy dressing room.
Old Navy dressing room.
Hey man, shit you find on page 73 of Pornhub.
No kidding. I have gone to like dressing rooms where I'm like, oh, I could totally bring a girl in here because like there's sometimes in dressing rooms you gotta have somebody let you in. There's somewhere like they don't have a men and women one separate too. Like men and women share the same dressing rooms, but I'm just kind of like I could leave this door open. Someone could sneak in here. And I could just lay some pipe up in this motherfucker.
I've seen a movie like this.
I can straight up break this mirror that's in here.
Yeah, well, some places have that curtain now. That's just like a curtain to prevent that.
It's like if you see that curtain shaking and shit, don't come checking. I don't know.
I guess come knocking on the side of the curtain.
Don't pull that curtain.
You're gonna join or hold this camera.
Oh man.
Oh yeah. Oh well, I guess we're talking about porn now, so here we go.
All right. So what you got, dog? What you got?
All right, news segment because we got 32 segments we got in this podcast.
What's the new segment?
Funniest shit I heard in pornos. Funniest thing I heard in a porno.
Go for it.
All right, so now I gotta set up the scenario.
Okay, set up the scenario, dog. Get some candles out. Yes. Get your lotion.
No, weirdo. I'm not gonna describe that on.
You're like, I got
YouTube?
the moonlight. I got some potpourri.
No, perv.
You're like, I gotta set the mood, so I got the Jergens. And
I was by myself, so I put the lights real low.
The lights real low?
I got my Henny out, and I
only purple LEDs on.
Exactly.
I got the Nivea lotion to the right, and the Jergens to the left, and the healing lotion on the right.
It's an aloe blend.
You're like the non-scented, preferably.
You're perverted. You're sick. Talking about that shit. I'm just talking about some nice porn over here, and you're making it dirty.
Okay. I'll make it. All right. Go ahead, dog.
So, anyways, dude's banging this girl, right? He's giving it his all, man. He's giving, as Deadpool would say, 110%. He's giving it all. And then, so he finally busts it, right? And just randomly, for no apparent reason at all, he just goes, he goes, thanks, babe. That was a really good nut to bust. I was like, what?
Unlike the last one.
Yeah, and I was like, what was bad about the... Yeah, that was like, what was bad about the last one? Were you going to do, like what normally happens? Like, do your fingers explode?
Normally it hurts.
Yeah. I was like, what? It was just No, it was. You're probably saying that's not the funniest thing. It's just random. Why would you just describe it like that?
Dude, I think
at the end.
I think the Hodge twins have semi-ruined porn for me.
Yeah.
Because I've watched so much Hodge twins videos that whenever somebody says something that the Hodge twins have ever said, I just bust out laughing. Like in the middle of it. Like I'll just bust out laughing. I'm over here like trying to get the jergens ready. I'm like just fucking just laugh, and I can't even do anything. I just laugh and I shut everything off and I just keep laughing. Like it's any time, because it just reminds me of Keith and Kevin just looking at the camera, just looking at doing some stupid shit to the camera, and it just ruins it for me.
Oh man, yeah, that's.
I've had so many of those where like I'll hear them say dumb stuff, or the girl will say dumb stuff in the middle of it, the guy will say dumb stuff. You know, just the parts that I find hilarious is like when the camera guy doesn't realize there's like mirrors, and then you see the camera guy in the mirror, shit. Or like the boom mic comes in.
That's the best shit.
Like there's a boom mic. You don't want to get that out of the shot there.
We have a video where we talk about that.
Oh, I think we do, right?
It's called Innie Outie.
Is that in the Innie Outie video?
It is in the Innie Outie.
You need to release the Innie Outie video.
You're never gonna see a light of day.
Why do you not want to release the Innie Outie video? It's so terrible.
I mean, the real question
is it like 5 years old now?
The real question is it as bad as what we talk about normally on the podcast?
Probably not.
I might have to release it.
You got to look up.
I'm gonna tell Boski to see it.
Give Boski the link.
I'm like, here, you should watch this with your whole family. During dinner time.
No.
Make sure everybody's there.
Did you release the Craigslist ad one?
Yeah, that's released.
What is it called? Sneaky Pete. Go to Strike Back Games. Check out Sneaky Pete. If I remember to link that, I'll link it.
I think Asperger's hilarious.
I was talking to Splinter Cell about that the other day. Asperger's hilarious. We gotta go snowboarding this year, dog. You gonna go? We should go.
How many trips you want to take this year?
A lot. See, I got to make up for it because all I've been uploading in summer is like podcasts because I don't go out. I'm like a vampire during summer. Mm-hmm. And then winter, we got to make up for it. So we got to do reaction videos. We got to do all these I want to do some of these skit videos, some of these challenge videos. We'll continue to do podcasts. Got some road trips planned. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I got a lot, man. We got to, once it cools down, like, it doesn't seem like it fucking wants to do. It's still, dude.
It's gonna be Black Friday, and we're gonna be like, oh,
yeah,
man, this is nice 50-degree weather we're having finally,
dude. It's at
night.
It's still like high 90s.
It was 90. It was 97 today.
It's fucking 97 in October. I'm like, dude.
And you're probably saying, oh, that's global warming. No, it's like that here every year. So
well, maybe there is something to it, dude. Because Casey Neistat the other day posted a vlog, and he's like, hey, I'm still wearing T-shirts and it's October in New York, and like by then they're like all covered up or maybe even have snow. I don't know, but all I'm saying is it's still freaking hot as hell here. Like I'm done with summer. Like, hey, can we get the winter going? Like that's when my home gym really pays off is the winter.
Is actually helpful.
Yeah, like summer, it's like good God, it's not working out. It's just trying to stay alive. My goal is just to stay alive. That's my challenge. Winter is when gains arrive. Summer, it's like,
well, I got some exercise in. That's good enough.
Got something, but what you really got was character building. So,
speaking of building character, did you also see the new Nintendo system?
The NX, now called Switch.
They should have left the NX. I thought that was a great
The NX
title.
sounds better. I'm torn on that. I feel like now we got to release this podcast this week because we were talking about current event stuff. Totally just thinking on my head here. I need to stop saying I'm torn. I'm torn because there's a hilarious ton of memes now where they're comparing this to like a Wii U except with detachable controllers, and then you see people like, you know, whatever. There's hilarious memes everywhere, but I'm torn because I like that Nintendo's thinking outside the box, and they've been doing so for, you know, a long time. Probably starting with the Wii, most out of the boxness. I like that they're finally making that tablet movable, because I thought for a while I was like, oh, because I wanted to play the retro games, so I was like, I'm gonna get a Wii, but then I was like, oh, maybe I should get a Wii U, that way I can carry that little thing around, but I'm not gonna pay that kind of money. And then I realized that only had a certain distance before it wouldn't work if you took it out of that controller thing and the main thing. I like the concept, I'm gonna say, man, just like cars, the tactile feel, the your interaction with the thing is what gives you like a good amount of pleasure from it. Because insert joke there, because just like a car, if a car drives shitty, doesn't drive well, if the wheel isn't right, if the shifting's weird, you don't have as much fun.
Yeah.
And my issue with the Switch is my same issue that I have with the Wii, where that stick controller is the most uncomfortable thing, and I gotta play with it myself at when it comes out, but I don't like the mini controller. It's too small, I feel like it's gonna be hard to grab. Like the Wii controller is a pain in the ass.
Yeah.
Not because it's thin, but it's also like narrow. And unlike, like, people could say, okay, well, the Nintendo controller was thin and kind of narrow, but this one's even smaller. And the worst part about the Wii is that one side's thicker where the batteries are, and then the other side where the trigger is thinner, which makes the control all fucked up. I don't like it. And I feel like that might be the problem with this. I also worry about battery life. I also worry about resolution on the screen versus resolution what you're going to get on your TV. I like the portability portion, but for me, it's like, how much is this thing going to cost? Because if people are going to put this in their backpack, is that going to shatter the screen?
That was my thing, too. I'm like, okay, so I was like, quick synopsis of it. I mean, I'm oversimplifying it probably, but it's basically an iPad that has a controller to it.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, so that's cool. I can take it now, and I can go with anywhere, and I can have my controller on it too. So that's cool. That's super helpful, especially if I'm at work or something. I want to knock out some Skyrim. Apparently, that was, if you want to play Skyrim during your lunch break, I guess you can go for it now. Kill a dragon during your lunch break. I was like, cool. So I was like, that's cool. But then the next thing is like, okay, I'm carrying the whole console with me. The whole console is that iPad. Like, it's not that thing that hooks up to it, that hooks up to your TV. That's just like the charging station and the thing that connects to your TV.
Right.
Like, the whole thing is that iPad, basically.
Pretty much.
So it's like when you normally have an iPad and you drop it on the floor and it shatters, and you're like, well, fuck, there's $500.
Yeah.
And this is the same thing, except now this is specifically for playing games. And, yeah, I don't know how much it is. So, assuming that happens, because I'm assuming that's going to happen, it cannot be more than $200. If you're paying more than $200 for it, I feel like they're not going to make a profit on it.
Well, didn't the Wii U have horrible sales in comparison to others?
Yeah, the Wii U brand new, I think, is at $250 right now, or close to $300.
It's gotta be around that price because the screens. It looks like it's a lot bigger than the Wii U, and
I think it's 7 inches.
but the Wii U's not the screen's not that big, right?
I think it's kind of big.
I don't know, man. I feel like it's gonna be around that price no matter what, and I would worry about carrying it with me.
That's the thing. You're gonna have like a protection,
like a case or
that
something
goes over it.
I still think that controllers are gonna be really shitty.
The controller's gonna be weird.
I don't know. I'm unsold, but I'm willing to.
I mean, the controller is a little funny, especially the one where you don't have things in the middle and you just have the two side ones. Like you just have the two side ones on the sides. Like
yeah,
this. That's gonna be that seems. I mean, it seems practical that you can do it, but also it's gonna be weird that you don't have, like, you have space in between your hands.
Well, I think it's just like playing the Wii U. I've never owned a Wii U, so I don't.
Yeah, I don't know. I think if they can make it below $200 or keep it right around there, I think they can make a profit on this? Because apparently they have third-party games now, which
I think it'll
They
help them out a
didn't.
lot. I like the idea of Nintendo having proprietary names, but I think also it's costing you guys a lot of money because the reality is that it's there's only so many times people can play Mario and look, man, I get it. They brought back Donkey Kong, but I've seen screenshots. I haven't personally played it, so I probably should reserve my opinions until I play them. But I think those new Donkey Kongs are nowhere near as good as the old Donkey Kongs. I don't think the new Marios is as good as the old Marios. I think people are trying really hard to do something new and out of the box, what I call the DC and Marvel like problem. And they're not doing the things that people really like, is those like super basic platformers, like the Mario platformers. That's why I'm really curious now as I speak about this on the sales of the Mario, what is it called? Mario Builder or Mario
Maker.
Maker. I'm curious on the sales on that because essentially that's what people fell in love with, like our generation, and it's a lot of people who grew up with those basic platformers. Like those are fun. Like, dude, I played Super Mario Brothers 3 today. Today. And so I'm very curious. I'm very curious as to what those sales numbers are, but like Super Mario Galaxy, I don't care. The new Donkey Kong's like almost toonish.
Yeah.
It doesn't have its like refined funness. That's not even a thing, but compared to the new one where it's trying to be more toony, more, I don't know. Long story short, I gotta see it, and I gotta see what they're gonna bring with it. But I doubt I'll buy it, dude. I don't even have an Xbox One or like a PS4. I don't. There's not a lot of games that are bringing me to the new gens.
Yeah, that's true.
In fact, I've spent more money lately trying to get the old stuff than the new stuff.
Yeah, I don't know. I'll have to see. I mean, it's not coming out till March, so you got more time to make a decision. But yeah, I still haven't upgraded to either one. And then I was super hyped about upgrading to a PS4 when I saw Injustice 2 was coming out. And then I saw the more characters coming out for it. I'm like, yeah, I don't need that.
What do you mean, why?
Because just like, I don't care about these characters. I don't want to play as them.
I think eventually I want to get a PS4. I think I almost want to.
You want to get back on that Sony tip?
I want to get back on that Sony tip, dog. I think I miss the nostalgia of my PlayStation. I played so many PlayStation games where it's like there's only two systems like in my history that I have like affinity for, and that's the Super Nintendo, because many of hours I've played on that, and the PlayStation. And the PlayStation is really like the heart of it because it was like, dude, I can't even imagine how many hours I have worth of play on my PlayStation. So many, dude, because I have played so many RPGs on that. So there's got to be way more than I ever played on the PlayStation or the Super Nintendo. So I eventually think we'll get back to PlayStation.
Yep.
I miss it. I miss the PlayStation, man. Reminds me of that PlayStation tattoo I showed you. That I'm like, that would have been cool to get.
That might be a cool thing to get. Oh, I was talking about that.
Get a tattoo? I think I was telling Ruben earlier, I'm like, you should get a tattoo. Because he really likes like Gengar. And I'm like, you should get that old... I wonder if there's like a GIF of it. That animation in the Pokemon games where Gengar or Haunter turns into Gengar. Like a weird little animation. Haunter. Why does it say Miami? Oh man, stop it. Haunter evolution to Gengar.
According to Bulbapedia and Bulbagarden, Haunter is a dual-type ghost, poison Pokemon. It evolves from Ghastly starting at level 25 and evolves into Gengar when traded.
Dropping knowledge on this podcast, just so you guys know. And you guys trying to get some, just drop that knowledge on a girl. She'll put it up.
Yeah, her panties will just turn to
that's
ash.
That's gonna work, right? That's exactly gonna work.
Her panties will turn straight to ash. She'll let you in there.
I thought you could search Google for gifts now.
I thought you can do that. Type Hunter gift. Gengar gif.
Let me see. GIF.
Type in erotic gifs.
Oh, jeez.
If you are looking for erotic gifs, by the way, you can go on Tumblr. I heard that from a friend.
Fuck it, son. Just go with the straight Mega Gengar.
I might.
Anyways, yeah, I mean, that'd be interesting. I think you should get if you decide to get something, get like a tiny little.
It's gonna be tiny. It's not gonna be like a full back tattoo or nothing. I feel like it should be something small. Like I'm gonna get a. I don't know,
Get that Mega Gengar.
That Mega Gengar is badass though.
Get that shiny Mega Gengar. He's white.
Shiny Mega Gengar is badass.
That is some straight like hella nerd shit where you're like shiny Mega Gengar. Oh, here he is. Speaking of which, there he is.
Yeah, man, that dude's straight fire. Straight fire.
Yeah, I don't know, man. It's one of those things where I like tell people I'm like I'm torn because this thing needs batteries soon. I'm torn because I'm like, you gotta think about it a lot, but at the same time I'm like, yeah. You also got to make some fucking dumb decisions in your life every once in a while. Because it's, making mistakes sometimes is what brings you those stories that you tell later on in life.
All right. Super happy, fun adventure time. We're going to go down to Tolleson.
Uh-huh.
Right there across from the high school where he went to school.
Uh-huh.
They have a tattoo shop. $70 tattoos. We'll go get one right there.
Oh.
I was going to pick it from the wall, too. I'm going to like that one.
I won't let you do that. I won't let you do that. You will regret that shit for sure, dude. I get on my Instagram and I'll that little hourglass thing, whatever that thing is. I'll find tattoos and stuff, and I'm like, oh.
Yeah, so you showed me some terrible ones.
I'm like, dude, like I get it. Some people just don't give a fuck, but I worry about those people. Like I worry for them.
Yeah, I worry about them breathing my air.
I'm just kind of like, why would you do that to your body? But at the same time, man, those dudes, like, if you guys ever want to see some impressive, shit, look up Chronic Inc. on Instagram. They're these like master dudes out in Canada, and they do some crazy shit, and they charge a ridiculous amount of money for tattoos. I'm not saying ridiculous as in like you shouldn't pay it, because I guess that guy should be able to pay whatever he wants. But at the same time, it's pretty pricey, especially if you get big pieces done. Anyways, besides the point. Long story short, there's only one way those guys got as good as they got, because they've probably done a lot of shitty tattoos. Yeah. And so I can't hate on it, because somehow you got to learn. But I don't want to be the one you learn on. Yeah. So that's just what I'm saying.
Yeah, that is true.
I think we're gonna wrap it up soon, dude. Any last things you want to drop? Any of the last knowledge or funny?
I don't have any what makes you a hoe stories.
Damn,
this week.
son. I feel like for next week's podcast, I gotta watch some porno and look out for some funny stuff that I can bring back to the next.
You're saying that like you weren't gonna do that.
Not looking for funny stuff. And I gotta scour the internet through the depths.
Scour the depths of Pornhub. Gonna hit that page 99.
I'm gonna hit that.
And then Pornhub's like, motherfucker, you got a problem.
Here's the number you need to call for help. I'm gonna scour it for like weird fetishes, like balloon popping or like quicksand porn. Shout out to Bert Kreischer. That's hilarious that he brought that up. I'm like, quicksand porn. What the hell is that about?
Why you?
That's when you made it to the depths of porn.
Yeah, okay, but you're looking for the types of porn. Just because it's a funny type doesn't mean it's going to say something funny.
I think it's more likely to. Or it's just like, yeah, you get in that quicksand. It's like, yeah, you like that sandy feeling, don't you?
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
Sinking slowly. Dirty horse.
That's what I'm saying. So you're more likely to get some weird shit being said.
Maybe.
Unlike, I think you'd have to go through a whole bunch of regular porn, and you're gonna hear the same stuff where it's just like, oh yeah, you want that, huh? Let me give you this anaconda of death. You know what I mean? Do you know what I'm saying? At the end, it's gonna be the same junk over and over. I gotta go for some niche stuff.
Okay, like let's see what's weird.
Like if I watch another freaking video of a chick sunbathing
while like furry porn.
Yeah, that'd be interesting. I'm sure they'll say some weird shit.
Oh yeah, it's probably like Oh,
Get your fox ass over here.
yeah, get your minotaur ass over here. Bang
Dude,
this fox.
remember that scene from Your Highness?
Which
With the
one?
Minotaur?
Oh, the Minotaur. That shit's still hilarious.
You gotta watch that. That's another movie that I feel like you and I created.
It might have, yeah. It might have.
This is the same dumb humor.
Get your reindeer ass over here.
Ugh.
Let me inhale it. I don't know.
Ugh. Those people are weird, man. Can you imagine what the inside of those suits smell like?
Yeah. Did I tell you my coworker, my former coworker, apparently was into that?
What?
Yeah.
Like having sex with furry suits on?
Yeah, supposedly.
Oh man, that's somebody I'd like to fucking have a podcast with.
Because I gotta return a fucking text and we could talk to her, couldn't we?
Because that's one of those where I'd love to just interview somebody and say, look, like no judging. I just want to know what you're thinking, feeling. You know, what is it like to fuck inside of something where, like, look, I'm not trying to be braggadocious or anything, but you know, when I'm going to town, I you know, that's some heated exchanges going on. That's some sweat. You know, you're getting into it. You know, some movement, and having a gigantic furry suit on. And you're like probably breathing in the same recirculated air because it doesn't come out of the suit. It's gotta be hot in there, man. And it's like beads of sweat sticking to the inside of the suit. You know what I'm saying?
It's like, so do you have like a cooling system in here? Like, how's that work? You got some vents? You know, besides your ass vent? Like,
ass vents. Is there like little openings for them to like take out their junk and
yeah. I think it just builds around it. I don't know, man. I ain't into that weird shit.
It's like, how you clean this off? I got some.
Like, we just throw it away.
I got some baby batter on the leg, on the hoof of this. So I need
on the hoof of this.
So I need to be able to clean this. So can I just Windex this? Febreze it?
Yeah, I guess.
I just spray some Febreze on it.
You get your heat gun, just heat it back up, and just take it off.
Chisel it away with the fucking chisel and hammer.
Yeah, you gotta heat it up again. Make it. It's like clay. You know when you work with clay, you heat it back up and just get it out of the fur.
I just chopped that fur off. But like, why you got all these patchy fur areas?
Look, I miss a lot.
You don't want to know.
Pull out Game Strong.
They call me the water hose. You know what I'm saying?
Oh. Water. What was I saying earlier?
About what? Saying a lot of shit earlier.
What call my dick? Oh, the swing.
The swing.
Yeah, I was like the seat swing. No, like one of those swings.
Oh yeah. You're like you ever see a seat swing? Yeah. You're like, you know, unhook one side.
We're probably pigs because we just talked like 2 minutes about what we call our dicks.
Dude, that's what's new. That's what we do here. I got every week I put teasers on my Instagram, and they're all like dick related somehow. Where I'm making dick jokes or we're laughing about dumb stuff. You know what I should have done? Now I think about it. I think a couple weeks ago we had that rant about. I had a rant about it was the Yale thing or feminism. I can't remember. But that would have been a good one to put on because I think people enjoy the real talk segments I have on both channels. I need to do some more of those. But anyways, I should have done that as a teaser. Because I feel like some people that listen to this on my Instagram are probably like, these guys have a dumb podcast. And most times we get into some dumb stuff, let's be honest. But I think sometimes you do get into some cool stuff or
there's
modern
cool
topics
stuff,
or
like
current events.
What makes you a hoe?
What makes educational
you
stuff like
what makes you a hoe?
You need to be aware of
what makes you a hoe. Like when you have cat ears, that makes you a hoe.
I still haven't seen that.
You haven't seen that?
I haven't seen that yet.
They have like cat ear like headphones.
Is this a Halloween thing?
No, it's like an everyday thing.
I've
like
never
July,
seen
and they have
that yet.
cat ears to celebrate 4th of July. You're a hoe.
Probably because you've been around
Hoes?
like little girls a lot.
Hose? You said that weird. You need to explain.
Like younger women.
Oh, I forgot. This is what I want to tell you.
Oh, okay.
My classroom is haunted. That explains that first part. I'm a teacher, so his weird pedo. I'm not the pedo bear.
Pedo bear. I wonder if that thing's still in
jail. Yeah, probably.
No, if it's still a topic thing. Anyways, go ahead.
Yeah. So his statement was weird, but yeah. So my classroom, I think, is haunted
Why?
because, like, all right, like,
Do you have that thing that comes out of the paint like a shape and then just runs around the wall?
what the hell is that?
Dude, that traumatized me as a kid. That's an episode of or it's a scary movie. It's either a scary movie or it's an episode of what's that show that Twilight Zone. It's either an episode of Twilight Zone or it's a scary movie. It fucking traumatized me as a kid. It's like this face or demon thing like is pushing outside of the like something's coming out of the wall, but the paint is holding it in place, and it will chase this girl. Would run throughout her house, and it would run along the wall. It traumatized me as a kid. I don't know. I'm gonna have to Google this now.
Fuck that.
Yeah, but anyways, go ahead. So how's your fool?
That don't happen.
That's
for damn
You're
sure.
like, after I heard that, now it's really not that haunted.
No, it's really not that haunted. Damn. No, so like 4 months ago, it was an early release for all the kids. So they went home, but I have to work my full day, right? And so all the other teachers were in a meeting, and it's just me and my other coworker, not the one who's a furry, into furries, another one I had. So we were there, and we're doing like some paperwork or something, doing some teaching shit. And so somebody knocks on the door like 4 times or something like that, 3 or 4 times. We're like, what the hell? Like there's no kids on campus, and all the teachers are in a meeting. Like nobody should be there. So we go open the door, and like nobody's there. And so my coworker opens the door, and nobody's there. So she goes outside, and there's like nobody there. And she's like looking around. She's like, yeah, that was nobody. And I'm like, okay. And she's like, but you heard that, right? I'm like, yeah, somebody knocked on the door. And like she was right by the door too. And our door has like windows so you can see through it. She's like, yeah, nobody was there. I'm like, okay, weird, but whatever. And I was like, oh, maybe it's haunted. And she's like, haha, that's funny. All right, so cut to when we came back to school this year, we were there with my teacher again. And it was before school started. And somebody knocks on the door again, like 3 or 4 more times. And then my teacher goes to open the door, and nobody's there. And I'm like, and I was like, see, that shit right there is what happened when you weren't here that one day. She's like, no, no. I'm like, yeah, I told you this room's haunted. She's like, no, it's not haunted. And so, like, a few weeks ago, the same shit happened again. And I'm like, yeah, this room's haunted. Oh, and then today, we were just all in there teaching kids. The lights turned off randomly.
Only in your room?
Yeah. All the light switches were on.
And they came back on automatically or what?
No, I had to go over there and like mess with the lights for like 3 minutes so they turned back on.
There's only one explanation for this, dude.
Haunted, yeah, I know.
No, Barry Allen is fucking with you. He's just running by, knocking real quick, and then just going.
Is that what it is?
That's it.
Maybe. I'm pretty sure it's haunted, man.
Just have Dr. Strange just do a Sanctum Sanctorum spell on the room, and you'll be fine. You're mad at him too, huh?
Fuck that dude.
Mad at him too, huh?
A little bit. A little crusty.
Why? What did he do to you?
A little margarita salt around my rim.
What,
yeah.
around the... You still have a baseball thing?
Maybe.
Oh,
Maybe
okay.
not.
Podcast
Maybe.
below on that.
Maybe he wants to, I don't know, buy another church. I don't know. Maybe he wants to join
Dude,
in unison. Have you seen Goku and Vegeta fuse? Maybe he wants to do that with another church. And buy their foreclosed land. I don't know. Maybe he wants to do that.
Ugh.
Maybe he wants to do that. Maybe he don't want to do that. I don't know.
I don't know what to tell you about that. But I don't know what to tell you about your room either. Maybe you should go to a Catholic church, have them bless some water, and just throw it around. Just
throw it everywhere.
If it starts hissing, you got a problem. I've seen too many exorcism movies. That's a problem.
You should watch the new Exorcism show.
Nah,
That's pretty good. It's pretty good.
I'm not into it. I'm not into it. I can't watch that shit.
All right, now we can end it.
All right.
That was the last thing I wanted.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, if you guys enjoy this type of funny, joking, educational stuff, very loosely using the word educational.
We did a lot of educational stuff today. We talked about Old Man Logan. I'm going to do a recap. 1 minute recap.
Okay, go for it.
Stuff we talked about today.
Okay, because I already forgot.
Old Man Logan's story.
Uh-huh.
Trailer. Nintendo Switch, apparently. some random Dragon Ball shit.
Yes.
Funniest thing I heard in porn today.
Yes. New
My
segment.
room being haunted.
That's right.
I feel like I'm forgetting one thing.
I feel like you're forgetting something too. But I'll re-listen to this and then put all the cliff notes below.
Yeah.
All right,
there
ladies
you
and
go.
gentlemen.
We introduced 3 more segments on here.
Yeah, I'll make sure that I do some homework this week and watch some porn and try to find some.
I
funny
will
stuff for
also
next week.
watch porn for the sole purpose
of this podcast.
Of
right?
this podcast.
All right, good. I'm glad.
Because somebody has to take one for the team.
You
sometimes.
should take one for the team.
And it's gonna be me because I'm a team player like
Shit,
that.
your hand's gonna take one for the team.
It's gonna be brolic as hell.
Your hand?
My hand.
You're like a pump. You have a veiny hand.
Yeah, I'm gonna have a veiny hand. Have you seen Bane on the animated series?
Oh,
His whole shoulder except on my hand. My hand's gonna be normal.
probably.
My other hand's gonna look like the little Deadpool hand when it got cut off.